This episode is brought to you by our dear friends at Prime XBT. These guys have been partners of CryptoNews.com for years, and we are always excited about the products they have to offer. I've been using Prime XBT for the last couple of months, and I absolutely love it. Prime XBT offers a robust trading system for both beginners and professional traders that demand highly reliable market data and performance. Traders of all experience levels can easily design and customize layouts and widgets to best fit their trading style. Prime XBT is always offering innovative products and professional trading conditions to all customers. Prime XBT is running an exclusive promotion for listeners of this podcast. After making your first deposit, 50% of that first deposit will be credited to your account as a bonus that can be used as an additional collateral to open positions. This promotion is available for a month after activation and will be the boost you need to get the hang of trading quickly and efficiently. Use promo code CryptoNews50 to take advantage of this offer. Again, that is CryptoNews50 to receive 50% of your first deposit credited to your trading account. And now to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is a music business and social media guru from Houston, Texas. He's best known for his work with the legends of Houston music and is currently spearheading the release of some incredibly cool limited edition Juice WRLD, RIP, NFTs in the form of songs. I'm very pleased to welcome to the Crypto News Podcast, Hueston Heffner. Houston, welcome to the show, my friend.
Yo, what's going on, dude? Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate you.
We moved very quickly on this one. Very excited to have you on. When we found that there was an opportunity to talk about Juice WRLD limited edition NFTs in the form of songs, we had to jump all over this. This is limited edition unreleased music from Juice WRLD, who passed away not too long ago. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. And Houston, I got to start with the name. Hueston Heffner. That is such a cool name. Tell me how that came to fruition.
Thank you, buddy. So I was hanging out with some friends. We were I guess at a party or some shit. And at the time, my moniker was the influence consultant, and I'd gone by that for quite some time. And my friend, I guess he was just stoned or something. And he's like, "Hey, bro, you're like you manage these models. You're like Hugh Hefner from Houston. You're like Hueston Heffner." And everyone in the room stops, like, "Kelby, check and see if it's available right now." And so we looked on Instagram, and fucking lo and behold, no one had taken that gem. So I got lucky, to be honest.
How did no one come out with that before you?
I don't know. They were saving it for me.
I love that. That's awesome. So you have a super cool story into the industry. I'd love if we could kick off with that and tell folks how you used to go door to door, worked your way up, became a mogul, and then really started popping off for a bunch of rappers and people within the social or music industry, rather, in Texas.
Matt, you're super complimentary, and I'm grateful for your cosign, dude. I don't think that it's as much as that necessarily, but what I mean to say is so I started when I was 18 years old. I graduated high school, and then like literally the next week I was knocking doors. I sold electricity here in Texas. It's deregulated, and so I did that for like 8 years. And in summary, it taught me something really important about mental toughness and pushing through like things that you think are roadblocks when really they're just questions. They're asking you if how badly you want to keep going. They're not telling you to stop, right? So as I learned that, getting in the music industry where there's nothing but roadblocks that make you think that you're being told to quit, and in reality, there's just some guy on the other side of the fence waiting to see if you're going to jump it or not. And so I think that's what a lot of my like personality at a fundamental level comes from in general, is just this understanding that tenacity is the secret to life.
I love that.
But as I got in the music industry, I really was just like a ticket salesman. I was that dude that would stand outside the club at 1:45 a.m. and flyer all the cars there, and then sell tickets to the after hours as they got out of the club. And that kind of grew to being throwing my own shows and losing a shit ton of money trying to be cool. And then, I believed in artists, and I've been playing guitar for like 16 years, right? So I consider myself somewhat of an artist, and I decided that I was going to learn how to do the business side of things so that I could kind of like make that 1 in a million chance of getting signed to at least 1 in 10,000. But when I found out that I was more useful to these artists as their professional edge to that artistic blade versus, selfishly trying to go about it by myself, I just stuck with it. And it's been fucking 12 years now, that I've worked with, rappers, models, and entrepreneurs, in the public space.
And the rest is history. When I was doing some research for the show, I saw that you spent a shitload of time researching the algos on social media well ahead of the curve. Can you tell me any insights, any industry tips without really, spilling the secret sauce on how to grow a social media following?
Okay, first and foremost, the most important thing, there is no other argumentative, this is the reality. If you consistently create content every single day without fail for yourself authentically, regardless of the audience, the effect is going to compound over time. So let's say the first week that you post twice a day, every day, you might get X amount of attention. But the 100th day you've posted twice in a row, the compounding effect of having been consistent is wild, right? Like you can notice this when you go live on Instagram. If you go live and you get a notification, a push notification, only a certain percentage of people do. But the 20th day you go live, you'll notice that there will be 200, 300 people there, not 20 or 30. And that's just, again, because the more familiar we make ourselves to people by consistently putting ourselves in their face, the more, comfortable people are with liking us. I think there's two types of social medias. There's your following plus additives algorithm, which is like Instagram or Facebook. It's the people that follow you plus your hashtags. Then there's, God bless TikTok, the quality of content-based algorithm that's come out with Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
Right.
This shit right here, bro, excuse my language, but it's the reason why kids are getting 1 million views on their first video on TikTok is because TikTok will show it to 10 people. And if 6 out of 10 people watch it twice or like it or just perceptively enjoy the content, they'll show it to 100 people. If 60 out of those 100 people do the same, they'll show it to 1,000. If 600 of the 1,000, 10,000, and so on and so forth until they show it to 10 million people and, squad. I saw that firsthand. I made 4 TikTok videos a day for 8 months. And then this one video did 200,000 views, and I got more business from that one video than I've ever had the entire 7 years before that. I mean, I had a backlog of 80, 90 people to call because of that one video. So if anybody's listening to this, the biggest piece of advice I give is to become an authority in your niche by posting educational content in your category 4 times a day on TikTok until you see something like that happen. When that time comes, it doesn't matter if it took a year. It was worth it.
Right. Well said. Any other tidbits of advice besides the classic, be consistent and keep hammering away? Anything else?
Oh, outward engagement. Giving a fuck about other people in the sense that every day when there's ways you can do it. $80.com is the best way. It lets you facilitate outwardly engaging with people that you want to be your audience. So going and liking their photos, commenting. There's this thing called the notification block I do, where if 50 to 100 times a day, you go and like 3 photos and comment on 2 from people on a list that you want to follow you, right, to your target audience, and you just put yourself in their notification 5 times. That's boom, 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 boom. I don't know how many times it's happened in my life, but what about you? How many times has somebody liked 7, 8 of your photos, Matt, and you didn't go see who they were? At a minimum, go and look at their profile.
You're doing it all the time, 100%.
Right. So if you do that 50 times a day, you take your hour a morning. I mean, the biggest reason why I'm here, Matt, bro, is I decided 4 years ago that I was going to message 100 people a day until I was fucking famous.
Wow.
I mean, still to this day, I mean, I pay somebody to do it now, but every single day, my Instagram sends out 100 DMs saying, hey, my name's Kelby. I'm just reaching out to touch base and open a line of communication and see if there's a way we can be mutually beneficial. Thanks. That's it.
Wow.
And then I just wait. I go fishing.
That is crazy. Wow. Good tips there. I want to talk about the case in point of the show, which is the Juice WRLD NFT. We're going to go deep into NFTs and the whole creme de la creme and why they're so powerful. But before that, how did you get hooked up with Juice WRLD?
I have to give a strong shout out to my boy Abraham. Abe, he's a record label owner with Good Times Garage. Is a great artist himself. He was, distributing artists in late 2014, and he was working with one named Braindead, also a great dude, and they had purchased these features from Juice WRLD. Now, Juice WRLD is probably one of my favorite artists. I listened to Lucid Dreams when it was on SoundCloud at 10,000, 20,000 views. Wow. And I knew then, I knew fucking Din, this guy, because he put out 2 songs. He put out Girls Are All the Same and Lucid Dreams, and both had videos.
Right.
And it was fucking good. It was like what I call grunge rap, which is this new crossroads of punk rock and hip hop born from Blink-182 fans that were raised in the hood. God bless us. But so whenever I heard these Juice WRLD songs, I was like, that's super badass. And then they just never released them because, I don't know, this or that, life happened, I guess. So here I am with this Juice WRLD track in my email that he sent me in 2014, and NFTs come out. The second I realized or I understood what a non-fungible token was, I was obsessed. I've been obsessed since. This is the fucking future of the goddamn world. The fact that any file can be minted and placed on the blockchain and given intrinsic speculative value is wild. It's wild. We haven't even started to think about all the possible uses of this, but, we'll let it happen naturally. Anyway, when I remembered the song in my email, I was like, oh no, dude, that's it. That's the answer. So I call Abe, I tell him the plan. He's like, that's badass, but how are we going to do it? Like, how are we going to get how would we get people to know, like, et cetera? And so I've been working with a dude named Robert LeBlanc. God bless Robert LeBlanc. That man is a beast, the best photographer I've ever seen, and a much better publicist than I. This dude, we worked together when I worked for Johnny Dang. I got he has a book, and he took some photos at the shop for the book, and then he helped us put together a Vice show called House of Dang. You can look that up on YouTube. Robert's a co-producer on that. If they gave him credit or not. And so I called Robert, and I'm like, Robert, here's this idea. Now, Robert's a really chill dude. Like, he's like yeah, bro, it's all good. I'll take these photos. And he freaks the fuck out on the phone. And that's when I knew. That when Robert acts like he just got up out of his seat, now I need to start taking this seriously. And so he, Pluggy McGee over here starts, saying, okay, get me the paperwork, get me the proof, get me the legitimacy so that I don't look dumb, and then we'll talk. So I get him, verifiable documentation and screenshots of messages, etc. And he gets up out of his seat again, going crazy. Now the missing variable here was what the art for it, right? And shout out to Want Studios, the guy that he hired to produce the actual 3D model of part of the NFT. It's incredible. The artist is incredible, and he put that together, and we started, running press. Our release date's June 17th. That'll be, 2 days from today at 10 a.m. on Foundation, the invite-only NFT marketplace, and all the moving pieces came together, Matt. Like somehow, step by step, because this was literally a joke between me and Robert. We're like, hey, bro, wouldn't it be cool if we could actually do this thing? And then the first thing happened. And I was like, okay, all right, well, can we take the second step? And then the second step happened. And then the third. And now I'm fucking on a podcast. How the fuck did I get here? I don't even know. What day is it? But that's generally the story, Abraham is the owner of the song itself. He's the one on the feature with Braindead. Our publishing documentation is correct and everything. Want Studios produced the artwork, and Robert LeBlanc and myself were the grease and glue that got it together.
Plugs. I love that. Okay. I want to take also, firstly, that was great. Thank you for that. I want to kick it back a couple notches here and just walk our guests through the whole process of actually minting and creating this NFT. So this is for, again, Juice WRLD, rest in peace, who is, again, had a bunch of great tracks, really popped off. I think he was the 3rd or 4th most streamed artist of all of last year, which is bananas. And he is releasing, and you guys are obviously helping him release, a limited edition NFT, which is in the form of a song. It is an actual real song, and there is artwork with it. So, of course, you need the song aspect. You need the artwork aspect, which you already spoke about. Tell me what is next after that. How do you get this on a platform like Mintable or Rareable or something of the like, OpenSea? What's next in line?
I have a different opinion on it than most people. So I apologize if this is going to come off eccentric or like out of the ordinary. I mean, the answer to your question you're looking for is you take it to a platform in which you can spend gas fees to, on the blockchain, signify this wallet created this thing that consists of this file, and this is the owner. And there's only X amount of it identifiable by the blockchain. The blockchain is always going to tell you that that's how many there are, and we can identify that because the blockchain says so. Because all the blockchain is a chain of blocks that record transactions. So whenever you have a file, there's no way of knowing if it's like the file, because you could just copy and paste that motherfucker. But you cannot copy and paste a transaction ID from the blockchain, because whenever it gets minted from that wallet, it states publicly to anyone who goes to, Etherscan, where it came from, when it came from that place, and where it's gone since.
There's always a paper trail.
Always
a paper trail.
There's a chain of blocks. Fucking you can go back a couple days and it's right there. The coolest thing about this, now I'm going to step aside for a second and speak on music industry in general, because I think this is the start to something bigger. I'm not a blockchain developer by any means. I'm a rebel, a talent agent, and an asshole. And I've gotten obsessed with this blockchain stuff because I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but no one else seems to know either, so we can get ahead of this. And I'm focused on dApp development right now because of the immense opportunity there is for recreating things that already exist on the blockchain so that we can then decentralize everything that goes on this fucking planet. And we can take our power back as humans and really decide to create a community-driven, positive first environment instead of profiteering and greed kind of controlling everything from the top down. So off the fucking walls, the point is when you do music distribution through a distributor, that's what you get when you get signed. Just in case anybody doesn't know, when you get signed by a record label, what you get is a manager, or basically a babysitter, to make sure that their investment stays good.
They own you.
It depends on the contract, but yeah, they probably own you. They give you this advance. They say, here's this money that makes you, a rapper now. Congratulations, go buy a chain. But we're going to need that back out of album sales, and if you don't make it, you owe us, period. And that's the part they never tell people. Plus, they ask for ownership rights of the publishing, which is the royalty percentage you get for your creative works being used or played or whatever, i.e. Spotify royalties. Then you get a distribution deal. Now, mind you, you can go to DistroKid or CD Baby and get distributed to 15 to 30 places, easy. It's pretty cheap. But real distribution would distribute your music to 7,000 places on 6 continents. And that's the real value that you get when you get signed. I swear to God. All you're doing is getting a distribution deal. And if you go to Southwest Digital, swdd.io, it's a website. There's a independent label that'll give you Universal Records music distribution for an independent artist. So that's a gem for any artist that listen to this. I just gave you some real fucking game, like some $100,000 game. But neither here nor there. You get distribution. My idea is that music could now be distributed on the blockchain by minting each track as an NFT, because then every time the song gets sold as an NFT, that royalty in the smart contract would be automatic. We wouldn't have to go hunt down our royalties. The blockchain, the smart contracts would automatically pay us every time the song got sold. Not to mention, there's no way of disputing, this is my song, it exists, here it's distributed via blockchain. I think that it's the answer to the holes that are in the music industry. Like, the digital age came on too fucking quick, Matt. It came on too quick. There was no way to just rebuild the entire world's systems overnight, but the technology grew that fast. And so I think the blockchain is our glue that kind of fixes the fucked up shit in the world, because a lot of the fucked up shit is just because we didn't advance as fast as the technology did,
No, you're bang on there. So tell me, what are the next steps for these huge publishers? Are they gonna? I'm assuming they're already sort of shitting bricks in regards to being behind the 8 ball. But what's the next steps on their end? Are they gonna start? Are they gonna partner with A-list musicians and start using blockchain and crypto technology to make shit pop off? Like, what does the future of that look like?
I truly feel like either the powers that be are going to remove our capability to access this, or it will become everything. I think that literally every single industry in the entire world will switch to some variety or utility of public, permanent transaction transparency. Or the powers that be will realize that will make us too powerful as a group of people, and they'll remove our ability to access it, and we'll be on the dark web using Monero to fucking, trade crypto the rest of our lives,
For those who don't know, Monero is the creme de la creme of privacy tokens and is 100% untraceable. Well, maybe not 100, but 99.999% untraceable. I do want to take a quick break, Houston, and shout out our sponsor, CoinPoker.com. Are you a sports gambler at all? Are you a poker player?
Dude, CoinPoker, that's the sponsor?
Yes, sir. You use them?
I use that every day. Get the fuck out of here. That's not the sponsor, Matt.
I think this is the first time ever we have the organic ad read, and we have our guest who absolutely loves using CoinPoker.com. I use them too. I love it. So you must have some CHP in your bag then?
Hold on. I'm going. Just give me a second.
He's showing me his phone. I'm going to continue with the ad read here. Houston, give me 1 second.
Yeah, this is right. This is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, he's got it. CoinPoker.com, the best. It's super easy, blockchain and crypto compatible, ETH, USDT, Bitcoin, and the in-game currency CHP token all on the platform. No KYC. If you're like Houston and want to fly a little bit under the radar in some aspects, you fly under it, no KYC, you're dancing, up and running in 5 minutes. Fast, instant, and secure transactions. And again, the best part, which Houston just showed me as well, while we are recording and looking at each other, is the mobile app. You whip it out, you're locked and loaded. Whenever I am on the go, I want to play a couple cheeky hands of Texas Hold'em or bet on some sports. It's a great time. As we're recording, the Euros are on, NHL playoffs are on, NBA playoffs are on. We're in the thick of baseball season, and of course, back to the Euros, the absolute best. Love to hear this. Give them a try. Our guest already does.
The thing I like most about CoinPoker is I have friends from Europe, and they always tell me about these online gambling casinos. And I'm like, dude, my ISP keeps just like not letting me. And I don't understand VPNs that well yet. So I'm just like, I can't play Hold'em. And my friend hits me up and shows me this, and he's like, bro, jump in this game. And I'm like, dude, I can't. I fucking can't. You know how it works in America. He's like, bro, they don't give a fuck. I was like, oh my God. And so I lost, $10,000 next day.
That CoinPoker is the absolute best. That was probably the best organic ad read. Love that our guest knows. And while we're on the topic of VPNs, before we jump back into Juice WRLD and NFTs, a little known fact that very few people know, VPNs are like Bitcoin in a sense, where there's a finite amount of them in the world. And with people like you and me who are traveling and need access to different VPNs around the world, they will be a hot commodity moving forward. Already are. And I'll PM you after the show, and I'll tell you about a couple hot projects going on right now. But anyways, back to the show with the Juice WRLD NFT. I'd love if you could tell me a little bit more about that. We touched on how to mint an NFT. We touched on how NFTs are going to transform the music industry. Next up in charge is I want to know the ins and outs of this Juice WRLD NFT. Can you tell us any more about the song, about the artwork? Give me something good here.
Like musically, the song is a hook from Juice WRLD. I'll play a few seconds of it here in a little bit, maybe. The coolest thing I think about the song is I grew up an emo kid, right? And fucking there's this band called Bullet for My Valentine, and they have a song called Tears Don't Fall. It's the most popular Bullet for My Valentine song.
Yeah, I know that.
The sample from the beat is the guitar lick from Tears Don't Fall. So it's immediately recognizable on the punk rock side. And this is, listen, I'm a big proponent of grunge rap. I've said it once, I'll say it again, right? This culmination of punk rock and hip hop that stemmed from suburban, kids using SoundCloud to distribute themselves for the first time ever gave birth to SoundCloud rap. Now, you can't name a genre of music based off the platform it comes off of. So you got to understand that grunge rap came from suburban kids having the ability to distribute themselves, and some of them happen to be pretty good. And so when they heard each other, they go, oh, shit. And they kept going, and then that gave birth to people such as Lil Peep, Triple X Tentacion, Scarlord, Bones, the entirety of the Goth Boy Clique, Trippie Redd, and then, of course, Juice WRLD. Now, Juice WRLD in my opinion, likely has the closest to commercial pop sound versus the other ones I just mentioned. But I mean, that's probably due to that's why he blew up so hard. The reason why I respect Juice WRLD, man, is this motherfucker went on the British talk show and he rapped for an hour straight. Go to YouTube right now and search Juice WRLD hour-long freestyle and watch this man murder that motherfucking beat for an hour straight, no cap, just dry. That dude, that shit was real. Anyway, the song, it has that nostalgic vibe to me because of the sample, and then Abe is on it, and he does really well. He does like the first verse, and then Brain Dead, of course, does the second. He also both of them are less rappers and more kind of songy, so there's that vibe to it. But you know, to each his own. It's not necessarily like my favorite, but for what it was, I was like, damn, this is a strong 9 out of 10 track without Juice WRLD on it. Or like if you remove the clout of Juice WRLD, it's still a good track.
I love that. Another part that I absolutely love, and I hope you can touch on this because I've only received a bit of literature regarding this, but a percentage of the NFT sales will be donated to Juice WRLD's mother, Carmela Wallace, and her foundation, Live Free 999, that focuses on battling mental health. I think the audience will absolutely love this. I'm positive the audience will absolutely love this. Do you know how this came to fruition and whose idea this was?
Well, first off, Juice WRLD owns part of the publishing of the song, so he has to be given something. Technically, because it's an NFT and it's not distributed through regular things, I don't have to. But I'm a man, and I stay true to my word. So he owns part of the publishing. I'm going to give it to him. And we were like, well, what's the best way to do that? And you know, Carmela, I haven't spoken with her yet, but I know this woman to be like doing everything she can with the legacy of her son to be positive in the world. And that's really important. And I really respect her. If there was some way I could personally, you know, help her with what she's doing, I would. And so the closest thing we can do to that is use this as a way to donate to her charity, which does help with mental illness and suicide awareness. And I think that it's the best way I can pay reverence to the universe and give back to Juice WRLD himself, just because, you know, the dude was like, I don't know, man. Dude got famous too quick. It sucked. I can't imagine going from the guy down the street to fucking the most well-known artist in the entire country within a span of 8 months.
Yeah.
Like who could handle that? And then I don't know how much of it I really want to get into on your show, but the decision he made in the last moments of his life, knowing what was going on the plane and knowing who was in front of him and just thinking, well, what's about to happen. And he made a decision. And I respect him for it. Like he didn't act weak, no matter what his decisions were or how it resulted. Those weren't weak decisions. Those were hard decisions he made and God bless that man. Like I think that he's a legend for just being real as fuck. So
do you want to get into that? It's your call.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I have the right to speak on all that, so I won't. Because speaking on dead men is an awkward situation as it is. I just know that what he did with his life was worth it, and his legacy makes a difference. And it is what it is.
100%.
I woke up, my wife was sitting next to me, and she like nudges me, and she's like, babe, Juice WRLD's dead. I swear to God, I woke up, heard that, and started fucking crying. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I'm not like a dick rider or whatever, but I really liked the dude. Dude was good.
100%. No, it hits home.
To answer your question, Carmela will receive 25% of whatever this auctions for on Foundation directly to her organization. I do support Carmela, and I wish the best for that entire camp. So
tell me more about the actual sales process. How many NFTs are there? Where is it going to be auctioned off? For how long? Give me the goods there.
So from what I've been told, foundation.org is the place where the Mona Lisa of NFTs get sold. It's an invite-only marketplace where to have a collection, you have to be a notable entity, right? Want Studios is one, so we're lucky there, and he did create the art. On this website, things sell for roughly, on average, 10 to 100 ETH on for what I see on average, right? And some of the biggest NFT sales ever have happened on the site. Like, I think the original Doge meme was minted and put on Foundation. It sold for like $4 million the other day. Fucking very NFT much sale. And I'm just like, God damn, bro, I need let me borrow some money. I'm just kidding. No, I think that, so once we get minted at 10 a.m. on June 17th, it will go on auction. The reserve price, I believe, will be 30 ETH. We're looking at, now understand this. You're going to own the song. You're going to own the public. Well, if it gets sold again, you'll have the royalties on it forever. And there will only be one. This intangible item. In fact, if we don't play it live, no one may have ever even heard this song except for you. You'll be able to upload it to YouTube, monetize it yourself if you'd like, if you so choose. It doesn't matter. It's yours. You'll own it like a physical possession, but digital. And that'll be verifiable via blockchain. Now, when it sells for 300 ETH, I'm just kidding.
It will.
It'll become the largest music-based NFT sale in history, and it'll give way for some attention towards the music industry moving their distribution system currently, as flawed as it is, to the blockchain, which will allow for, music artists to be paid the way they should be worldwide from the future on. Now, I personally am starting a brand called Music Cards. This will be a collection of trading cards, digital trading cards, potentially physical one day, but I'm not sure, where each card will represent an edition, which will be an artist. So this will be the Juice WRLD edition music card, and the type of card will be the song or the track. So it'll be a Juice WRLD BFV type music card. Right. I want to start dropping unreleased tracks from the artists we know and love with some of the best artwork I can get a hold of to go alongside it. That'll be the special collection where every month we'll auction off or we'll sell a music card of a new artist that we've made a deal with. Now on the individual side, like the consumer side, I want to recreate Spotify on the blockchain and allow people to distribute themselves decentralized using the music cards. So if you have an album that you want to put out, you come to the music card site and you publish yourself. You distribute yourself without a record label by minting your tracks as NFTs and making them playable and purchasable via blockchain. I think that it'll give independent artists a way to really take control of the professional side of their career, get the royalties they deserve, and come up off some of this Bitcoin money.
Damn, not bad. It sounds like you've been cooking that up for a while.
Bro, I've been obsessed. I haven't slept in weeks. Yeah, I am. We're accepting investors. This shit's difficult, bro. Solidity? I don't even know JavaScript. HTML. Solidity needs to calm the fuck down. Bro, I don't code. And I'm over here looking at code like you ever seen that meme where he's in the casino and all those numbers behind his head? That's me looking at Solidity code every day.
You need a technical co-founder. That's what you need.
Shout out blockchain developers. Hit me up.
There you go. I love this. Houston, this has been awesome. Couple more.
Matt, do me a favor real quick. You're the most down to earth interviewer I've met in quite some time. Do me a favor and tell me the three biggest parts of your story, dude, because we've never met before, obviously, but you're cool as other side of the pillow, dog.
Oh, I appreciate that. I guess no one on the show has really heard my story, but I'm born and raised in Toronto. Was a big hockey guy. May have had a chance. Tore my MCL meniscus. That was sort of the end of the dream. Went to school, did my 4 years, got out of school, hopped around a couple of jobs, sort of fell in love with finance, then worked for a startup, helped them blow up, and then got into crypto and blockchain, just like you, sort of realized it was the future, and the rest was history. And then I've always wanted to, do a pod kind of thing, and had a really cool opportunity come my way. And I've always been a curious George ever since I was a baby, and I got to speak with awesome people like you. And when it comes to the whole interviewing thing, I think you're blowing smoke up my ass. I'll take it, but I'm just trying to be as curious as possible, do a little research on my guests, and be empathetic. Everyone's got a cool story to tell, and it doesn't matter if you're talking to the supermarket clerk or the guy scrubbing the floors. Everyone, you can learn something for everyone. So I just try to, just try to be as curious as possible.
That's exactly what I mean. Is most podcast interviewers, they're only talking because they want to be the authority on whatever subject. they're not there to question or to let people tell their stories. And that's what I noticed about you. I think you're doing a good job, dude. That's all.
I appreciate that. Well, a couple more rapid fire questions before we wrap up here. Bitcoin at 100K. When's it going to happen?
I don't like to speculate on markets because it could be tomorrow or it could be 10 years from now. It depends on things that I don't know. I will tell you this much. You would be better off studying how to create your own coin and running off that. I believe in independence and I think that if people are talking about it, it's already fucking too late.
Nice. Well, my next question was going to be, when is ETH going to hit 5? But I assume you'll give me the same answer. So we'll keep on the music industry aspect. Give me a low key artist that's going to pop off soon. Or who do you think is
Nodis, NVTVS. Go look him up right now. NVTVS. It's Satan backwards with the A's are V's. It's Nodis. This motherfucker is from Houston, Texas, and he is, without fluffing him up too much, he's arguably the best artist that's come out of Houston on the grunge rap scene ever, and he deserves everyone to go listen to him right now because he's fucking good. Shout out to Eamon. You're the shit, dude. Keep it up.
I love that. Not bad. And last thing, on the sports side, who's your team in Houston?
Oh man, I think that I'm a basketball guy, right? And the Rockets have always been pretty good. I think our football team needs to get their shit together. But I would just say that the Rockets are I watch baseball. Basketball. The Astros, I'm kind of disappointed because we won and then people started giving rumors about doing some cheating stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know about all that, but I was real happy. To be honest, sports are cool, but like I think business is a sport to me, and I guess that's where my focus is. I don't mean to not have much to say about it, but the Rockets, I don't.
Yeah, Houston Rockets. That's they took a shit after James Harden left. It's tough though with I believe Dolan's the president, but again, sports and business go hand in hand. It's always funny. One of my favorite sort of paradoxes ever, and I think Drake's the one who's really hammered this home. Shout out Drake, Toronto boy, but Drake always says musician or athletes want to be us as in musicians, and musicians want to be athletes. It always seems like you're on the opposite side of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
You know what Drake stands for?
I don't.
Do right and kill everything.
Is that actually why he chose his name?
Well, I don't know, but he says that in a 2 or 3 songs. Drake's one of my heroes, bro. Aubrey Graham came from suburban Canadian, life, and he was like, I want to be an actor. Killed it. Got shot in the show. They fucking killed off his character, basically. And the first time Drake ever rapped on stage, ever on camera, was at the Degrassi talent show for his girlfriend. That's the first time Drake ever rapped. Anybody tells you something different, they're fucking liars. He got shot by a kid that got bullied. Anyway,
amazing.
Drake stands for do right and kill everything.
Amazing. Houston, this has been an absolute treat. One of the cooler pods we've done so far. And again, one last time, please tell our guests where they can find the Juice WRLD NFT. Give it to them one last time.
Foundation.org. Shout out to the foundation guys. I fully support what y'all are doing. June 17th at 10 a.m. We're going to start the auction off. You're going to have that however long we put it up for to get in. I would if I was you, I would jump in there, check it out, wait till the last 13 seconds, and outbid whoever by $1.
Do you know how long it's going to be up for?
I'm not going to speak on that because I don't know. We haven't decided yet. But it will be up for at least 24 hours. I would just get there quick and pay attention to it.
You got it. Okay. And lastly, where can our guests find you on social?
And I appreciate that, man. Matt, I think that this is you got a good show, dude. I listened to a couple before I jumped on, and I just wanted to let you know, man, I really believe in you. And I think that in this world, too often we choose to become consumers of content versus creators, and having the balls to step up and do anything, I don't care what it is important. I need everyone listening to this call to quit your job and go do what you love right now before you regret it, please. Because every single time I've seen somebody do it, it sucks for just long enough for them to realize it doesn't. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, FetLife. I'm just kidding. Hueston Heffner, HUESTON as like the color, STON, Heffner with 2 Fs, HEFFNER. I'm an influencer consultant that works with artists, adult models, and entrepreneurs, helping them monetize their attention. And that's me. Hugh like the color, STON, HEFFNER.
You're the man. Hueston, thanks so much for jumping on, and hope you had a blast. I certainly did too. Folks, this was the Crypto News Podcast with Hueston Heffner. Shout out Hueston. Had a blast doing this one. Definitely one of the cooler epis we've done. Hope you like this. As always, we'll be dropping Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Slim chance we might have to do a Monday and Thursday due to a technical difficulty, but it should be status quo Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Head on over to cryptonews.com if you'd like to learn more about us. Give us a follow on social at Crypto News. And as always, if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, please do subscribe to the pod. It would mean the world to us. Lastly, another shout out to Eustace, our amazing sound editor, who just had a beautiful baby girl, and he is now a dad. Attaboy, Eustace, you're the man. Folks, hope you enjoyed this, and we will keep in touch. All the best. Bye-bye.